Hi, I'm Amanda Chavez, Informative Speech. There are 10 major Spanish dialects. Typically, general languages seem to be named after a certain culture or the people or inhabitants of the country. There's a great variety of words, expressions, and particular accents, making Spanish not sound the same everywhere. So within the 10 major Spanish dialects, there are a lot of similarities in the language. They all are Spanish, but within those languages, there's a lot of things different. And many Latin languages have gender-associated words within the language itself. So in Spanish, that happens a lot. In some point of our lives, most of us have to fill out an application, whether it be personal, school, work, whether in the application there has been boxes requiring us to fill out what our race or ethnicity is. And for a lot of us, if your race or ethnicity is from a Latin origin, a lot of those Latin words have gender-associated words in them. Personally, growing up, I learned Spanish and English at the same time. And one thing that was really hard for me was in English, there's not a lot of gender-associated words, and in the Spanish language, there is. And I had quite a bit of trouble catching on and learning to why some of the words were masculine or feminine, and why the gender association mattered with those words. I believe Latinx is a new, more of a new term that Latinos should learn, because Latinos is a masculine word, Latinas is a feminine word, but Latinx is a gender, it's a gendered term. And I will be discussing the background of the Latinx term, the meaning's origin, and the acceptance of the term. And going into the background of the term. The word was created in the early 2000s, and that was published by Merriam-Webster website, and the article being The Word History of Latinx. But the word wasn't really copulated into mainstream media until the Pulse nightclub shooting in 2016. The massacre took place at a homosexual nightclub in Orlando, Florida, and the specific night that the shooting occurred, the club was having a Latin night. It was a weekly event that drew primarily a Latin crowd, and that was information published by the dictionary website, and the article being how the letter X creates more gender-neutral language. And then going into the meaning and the origin of the term, the Latinx word was adopted among people who are looking for a more inclusive and gender-free alternative. It leaves out those who choose to have non-binary terms, and that was an article that was published through the Ofra magazine, and the article being Why Did Latinx Get Popular and What Does It Mean? And from going to the background and the meaning and the origin of the word, we're going to go into the acceptance of the term. And this was an article that was published, and in the article they had asked a majority of Latinos if they accept the Latinx term, and out of all the people that they asked, only 2% of the responders labeled themselves as Latinx, and that was published by the Medium website, and the name of the article being Progressive Latino Poster. Trust me, Latinos do not identify with Latinx. And going into the next article that was published by the NBC News website, and the name of the article being Is Latinx Elitist? Some Pushback at the World's Growing Youth. And in the article, Montezuma Sanchez, a political activist in Stockton, California, has stated that it is to disrespect the entire culture as well as our brothers, fathers who have fought hard to be respected as men. And that was something said by Sanchez, and it is kind of like a masculine tone that Latinos have. I'm sorry, the Latino word has. It is a masculine tone. And going from just the background, the meaning, origin, and acceptance of the term. In conclusion, Latinx is a gender-neutral term. Latino is a masculine word, as well as Latina is a feminine word. Those two words don't really fall into, there are two major categories, but it's not a category that non-binary people fit into. Creating a term that is inclusive to all genders and makes everyone feel included is something that we should strive for every day, and Latinx is one of those terms that can include all. It's not gender associated, so it doesn't have to call, it doesn't focus on masculine or feminine.